Things are chaotic in the WWE, and we got to talk about it. WWE has to make a major shift in plans, and this is going to impact a multitude of people. Also, in addition to that, we got some backstage news on Adam Cole after the emotional announcement. And yes, we are going to talk about WWE Evolution. They may have some surprises on the way. And if you guys want more videos like this, go ahead and click that subscribe button. This way you never miss a video on the channel. I want to kick things off first and foremost with Adam Cole. As you guys know, All In, great show, very fun to watch. Definitely long, definitely had some things that weren't perfect, but at the end of the day, AEW made a lot of fans happy, and that was the thing that I kept saying for a long time. They really have to get it right, and they did. But there was a part of the show that was truly emotional. It was one of those things where I think a lot of fans were disappointed. It definitely killed the mood for a very good portion of the show, and that was because of Adam Cole. Now, for those who are unaware, Adam Cole came out, and he was stripped of the TNT Championship, which was later won by Dustin Rhodes in a Fatal 4-Way. But Adam Cole came out and basically crying, emotional. For those who don't know, Adam Cole earlier in the morning was not feeling too well. And there's a report that has come out by Fightful that says sources have confirmed that Adam Cole is in fact dealing with concussion issues, which would make sense as to why he was not feeling well. There were no reports that Cole wasn't feeling very good in the morning, and the decision was pulled in the early hours of the morning on Saturday. And it was believed that he sustained the injury at some point in the past week. Now, at this point, you know, it's really hard to say. You never say never, right? We saw what happened with Bryan Danielson. We saw what happened with Paige. We've seen so many wrestlers go through this thing. We saw it with Edge, where essentially they're not going to be on WWE television. They're not going to be on AEW television. They're not going to be able to wrestle again. And that's exactly what it felt like when watching Adam Cole make his speech, which it's very unfortunate. You know, Adam Cole has been plagued by injuries. This is a guy who has come into AEW, and he never really got to take off in the way that he did in WWE. And I don't like using the word injury prone. I really hate using that to describe talent. But in a sense, Adam Cole has been plagued by injuries. He has been injury prone. A lot of this seems to have been an issue for him, especially with concussions. And it's really unfortunate because I don't want to sit here and talk about another person's health. Obviously, when it comes to Adam Cole, he's a wrestler that I really respect. He's a wrestler that I really enjoy. I was there for his WWE debut. I was there for him in his AEW debut. You know, like I genuinely hate this. And it sounds like Adam Cole is probably on the brink of retirement due to medical issues. Hopefully he gets better. Hopefully, you know, before he could come back to the ring and everything, I just wish that he's healthy. But it's not looking so good. That brings us to our next topic, ladies and gentlemen, WWE Evolution. WWE has a lot of things in the works, right? WWE is, you know, they're taking the weekend by storm. Great American Bash, also a very good show. Saturday night's main event, also a really good show. I'm not really interested in the conversation of tribalism. I have watched all of these shows throughout the week, and a lot of people have asked me, what did you think of Great American Bash? What did you think of Saturday night's main event? What did you think of All In? I feel like all these shows have delivered. Now, WWE has tonight by themselves. There's no counter programming. There's no other AEW show that they have to be careful of. But in Atlanta, Georgia, there could be some surprises for the WWE. Now, according to a report from Fightful Select, several notable figures from women's wrestling are scheduled to be at the event. The names mentioned in the report do include WWE former women's champion Jazz, who we know has also been working as a coach at the Performance Center, WWE Hall of Famers Leilani Kai, Tori Wilson, and Medusa. Now, a lot of people don't really know exactly what is the case here because we do know Kelly has come out and said that she was approached from the company to appear in the crowd. So I don't know if Medusa and all of these women who are listed in the report, we don't know if they're going to be in the crowd. We don't know what kind of role they will have at the WWE Evolution event. But of course, WWE Evolution, there's a lot riding on this show. Great American Bash was going head-to-head with All In. It's very difficult for a lot of people to be talking about Great American Bash over All In. Saturday night's main event, though, on the other hand, definitely had people talking. There was a point when Saturday night's main event was actually the number one trend worldwide, despite All In. Now, for Evolution, in order for Evolution to be considered a great success, The women need to go out there and have great matches and tell great stories, but I do think WWE needs a little bit of a surprise factor here. They need to do something really big if they want to be having a successful weekend. And what I mean by that, it's about the conversation, right? All In delivered what they were supposed to. Hangman Page won the match. They sent home the fans happy. Now for WWE Evolution, they need to do the same. I'm not sure if these names listed will do that. So it makes sense for them to be in the crowd. But what other surprises could WWE have lined up? I don't want to get too much into it with AJ Lee. We have talked about this before, but having AJ Lee return at Evolution would be the thing that sparks a very, very big conversation, and that would be the talking point from the weekend. Despite AEW, despite Great American Bash, despite Goldberg and Gunther, and all these other conversational pieces, if AJ Lee were to return, that is the major talking point. Do I think she returns? I have no idea, but this is definitely something to pay attention to. And that brings us to our final topic. Ladies and gentlemen, we all saw it. Seth Rollins went down with a devastating injury, and now WWE is in chaos. They are in shambles. They are doing a lot of things there's a lot of changes that they're going to have to make here because of Seth Rollins. Now, we have heard through multiple reports, okay? Multiple reports. We got people from Body Slam. We got people from PW Insider. We got pretty much everybody from all different walks of life. They have come out, and essentially Seth Rollins being injured now impacts the creative plans for CM Punk, LA Knight, Braun Breaker, and Roman Reigns. And that's what we know as of now. Now, of course, with Seth Rollins in this new group, a lot of people actually thought Seth Rollins' injury was fake. A lot of people thought it was a work. No. WWE had to call an audible. LA Knight won, which obviously when you call an audible, that's just the way it's going to be. You have to figure it out. But WWE is in a situation right now where Triple H and the creative team have to come up with a massive change for plans going into SummerSlam. And this is a very, very tricky spot because this is very much like the Liv Morgan situation. WWE Evolution was completely changed because of the fact that Liv Morgan was injured. So now WWE is in a situation where Seth Rollins, who is the biggest act on WWE Raw, he could very well be missing significant time off. We don't know if it's a torn ACL, MCL. We don't know the severity of his injury. But when you look at how great of a day it was for professional wrestling fans, you get the Adam Cole news and you get the Seth Rollins news, it is very sad. Seth Rollins is one of the best in the business. Seth Rollins is part of one of the biggest storylines. Everybody who has interacted with Seth and his group are now being impacted by creative plans. This is going to shift WWE into a major change, and hopefully WWE gets it figured out. This is a very chaotic time for WWE. A lot of last-minute changes are expected. Ladies and gentlemen, I don't even know what to expect, and I don't even know how WWE is going to get around this, but it is something to pay attention to.